Oh, all you big fans of big bots, mini-cons, and cyborgs and everything in between. And everything with some sort of alloys and alloys, ingots, and whatever else we could fit in there. Hello, one and all. Welcome to the Gundam Roundtable, where we have been going through episode by episode the original 1979 anime, Mobile Suit Gundam. I, of course, am your host, Ironcaster, and with me is the merry men of Mecha.
I thought you were going to say the Mary Sue's.
Dear Lord.
This was actually sounding professional for a minute there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were almost dead.
Reminding me of how good I am. I get it.
You're good. You did well before I fucked it up for you.
How is it going to be you or me? It's just typical.
But there's iron in there, Janet, and that's what really counts here.
Yeah, we're all kind of like mini Gundams in a way. We got some iron in us.
Yeah, I mean, your brain is inside of a bone mech suit with meat armor. You are a robot.
Yeah,
but
an
aside,
evil robot.
I don't be evil with you.
Depends on who's piloting at the moment.
How's it going, Agent?
Doing well. Just really, really busy.
Been busy buying some new weapons for the Singularity Station there.
By busy, he means he was burning a rainforest.
I understand that you've been building up your armory a bit.
Actually, yes. Today, I actually bought 3 the Black Tri-Stars, the model kit. I figure we're going to get one of them. Might as well just get all 3. So now I have that one. I have Char, and I have the Goof. And all I got to do is just buy a Gundam, rip it to pieces, and have it strewn across the landscape with all the good guys standing over wide like, hey, look at this. It'll be fun.
Oh, I look forward to seeing that. Now, are you planning on doing a diorama with that?
Yeah, actually, I am. I think that'd be. I have a space within Singularity Station where I could actually put it. So, I'm going to take advantage of the space I have, and I'm going to have a little fun with it.
Okay, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Going down the table here real quick. Chris, how's it going? To the intelligence officer.
Not too bad. Busy as heck. Just got home a little while ago, and now here talking with you guys. Ready to talk about Gundam and how wrong Agent and Fenrir are.
You've got to be the one. You got to be the one going out the gate, throwing those punches.
Yep.
Just so you know, I didn't start it.
None of us did.
No, you started the fire.
Yes, but remember,
I'm the
I have buttons.
That was in the past. That was in. Those were the flames of the. Dude.
Sorry, that was
on me. You're also going to be on the list too.
I'm just proclaiming our innocence at the very beginning. Fenrir and I were behaving.
Villainy doesn't have innocence.
Oh, see, now that's a chat we could have.
All right. I have you sandwiched between those two. How's it going, Fenrir?
Same old. I've been eating some chili dogs, surviving the day. Went to the gym. I've just been going. Not much happened today. I'm very bored. Thinking about starting an invasion on the planet. Who knows? Maybe the screams of people and all the anger will probably get me going. But I'm just very bored. I mean, I tried killing a Jedi right now in one of the pits with Jabba, but it just didn't get it going.
Were you busy
it's just not fun killing Jedis anymore.
Were you busy trying to blow up the Earth to get a better view of Venus? Isn't that lovely?
No,
it was a good idea.
No. Venus is filled with assholes. They're all douchebags.
I thought women came from Venus. So you're saying that women are douchebags?
Well,
Have you met the modern type of women in the world?
Thank you. I was just about to go there.
why do I do this to myself?
Because you love us all.
Well, don't forget that a majority of those women are actually in the minority. So
Jace,
What's that got
save
to do
me,
with
please.
anything?
How are you doing?
I am doing pretty well. I'm happy that I got my sound back on my computer because Discord yesterday destroyed all the sound on my PC. Because I had to fix something on Discord, and then it just resetted all my settings on the computer at the same time because of Discord. And I have Windows 11, and I'm not used to Windows 11, so it took some hours to figure out what the fuck I was gonna do. And I found out what happened. It was just Discord put itself on legacy mode, and that fucked up my whole computer. Yeah.
Don't you
Other
just
than that,
love
I'm
those
really
automatic
fine.
updates?
I hate all the new updates. But other than that, I'm really fine. And Discord, for a long time now, it's been muting my Spotify when I've been talking to people, right?
Really?
Yeah. And I did find out why. I had to I had to turn off because sometimes you can see what people are doing, like gaming or listening to. I had to turn that off to make Spotify stop getting paused all the time. I'm just like, what the fuck? It's stupid.
Well, that's technology for you. They try
That
to make
is-
things more convenient, and then they inevitably have to complicate it further. But
Yeah, it's just a matter of time till we're all gonna destroy them.
it's certainly an interesting situation with the tech. But guys, let's dial things back to the future, to the year 0079.
But other than that, I'm really fine. I'm really happy to be here.
Oh, good. Look, I'm glad. I'm glad to have all you guys here. I had a pretty good week. Well, except for my car deciding to release the smoke demons.
That doesn't sound good.
yeah, I got last week. I was supposed to be paid, but my job screwed up my pay system, so I got paid a fraction of what I was supposed to be paid. So I'm short on cash.
Oh, like how are you okay though? Are you gonna survive?
For the most part, I get paid next week, and it got strained out. So my paycheck next week will be nice and big.
Have you stabbed the accountant? Have you stabbed the accountant?
No, but
Exactly.
They did
You
get
need to make an
bitched
example of
out.
what will happen if they fail you.
You put
They
their
did.
hands on the table, you put a nice blade through it,
All
you
right,
stick it
all
to
right,
the table as a warning to the next
Agent,
account.
I'm gonna ask you to play nice,
Minecraft.
especially on YouTube.
I said in Minecraft.
that is
Here's the
Minecraft.
PC. Here's the
This is
PC version.
reality.
Get a candy cane, and put it between the guy's arms as a gift.
All right. Should
A
we go ahead
candy
and,
cane.
before you continue
Candy
this oh so colorful description?
Okay, guys, let's tone it down just a fraction.
Yep, let's get a word in from from everyone's favorite motivational speaker.
I'm gay.
I'm inspired. Truly,
Good.
deep down in my heart, I'm inspired. And I do have one. I
Let's
have,
get things started. Gundam fight all sets. Ready? Go!
So we are, of course, to get into it now. We are on
Yeah.
episode 23 of Mobile Suit
Yeah.
Gundam, entitled Matilda's Rescue. Hang on. Hello, Mr. Rank. Long time no see.
Wow, you roboted there.
Ooh, did I? Am I
Yes.
okay now?
You're good now.
Okay.
well,
yes.
just for Janet, some of us have to be the adult, and I refuse to be that person.
Sadly, I am the one that has to be.
Dude, you started this. You're not the adult.
All right. Oh, why do we have two? Oh, let me get rid of this one. Apparently, I double dipped on my captions. Oop, there we go. So, I will be going over the synopsis of the episode with our gallery, and we will stop occasionally to discuss it.
Matilda. Some Norwegian there.
The white base is sitting at the bottom of a ravine, covered in foliage for camouflage. The crew are working on making repairs. Mirai walks by, inspecting their work. Inside White Base, Amuro, Hayato, Job John work on making repairs to the engine, while Kai fools around.
Can I just
Mirai
say
is-
how interesting that name is, Job John?
Yeah, it's
Job
not one you
John,
get.
Job John. It's
That's
actually
the blonde-haired guy right back there. For those of you that don't
Yeah.
know,
It's a really special name. When you think about it.
okay, sorry. Continue.
I mean, there are people who literally name their kid Gaylord, so every name is possible.
I'd go
Yeah,
with that one.
he's a character who's been in since the first episode, but he just doesn't get that screen time because he's always just kind of in the background.
Yeah,
Yeah.
background
He's the
character.
background guy.
Like he's the
an
equivalent
background
of
character.
he's the equivalent of one of the nurses in the original Star Trek who works with McCoy.
Yeah, but this time he's just an engineer and a pilot part-time
He looks like a child.
and a gunner. He's
Well, they
probably
all are.
he's probably one of the
They're all
refugees from Side
teenagers.
7.
Well, it makes sense that you keep him in the background because you put him up front. Mukube would probably find him in a heartbeat.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, let's avoid that.
I
okay?
didn't do this. I did not do
Sorry.
the joke.
You don't need
did
to say anything, Fenrir.
Sorry. It slipped.
Oh my god, that was killing me inside. I wanted to say it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Chris is the adult here. He said stop. We have to listen. I'll behave. Sort of.
So Kai's fooling around while the others are doing the repairs. And see, Mirai is told that Bright wants to see her and heads back inside and tells her that he wants her to act as the commander of the White Base. The acting commander. She's not sure if she can take on the responsibilities, but Bright believes in her and provides her some advice he wrote up. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting to see Mirai, I think, in this position where she while she had that comfort of just being able to take orders, the position of having to now be the leader is one that she's not used to.
Nowhere near prepared for.
Yep, it takes a lot to lead an army.
The one thing that got me in that scene is she said, "I'll try," and I thought right back to Darth Maul in the novel Shadowhunter. He said, "No, try is not even an option. It's not even a consideration because when you put in a possibility for failure, you will find a way to fail. So you don't even put that word in there."
It's like what Yoda said: "Do or do not. There is no try."
Yeah, exactly.
Really
Even
nice.
the Jedi knew that.
But it's the thing that it's also that philosophy of a person that normally isn't in a position of authority sometimes is the best person to lead because they will try not to abuse that power.
Kalis, great powers thrust or power, great power, or great men have power thrust upon them.
Yes.
Kalis said that.
And here we are in that very similar hero's journey of now Mirai for her journey has her met them for intensive purposes. Her mentor is taken away, and now she's being forced into having to step up.
Yeah.
So that paperwork could be her special amulet, her special item to get her started.
Exactly.
I think that'd be
and-
equivalent.
An owner's manual.
Hey, she's just open up and read, look through it, and it just says, "Don't fuck up."
Chapter
Don't
chapter
fuck up.
Chapter 1, don't fuck up. Chapter 2, don't screw up. Chapter 3, you better not screw up or else.
Chapter 4, fucking up. You better not.
Chapter 5, this is what will happen if you screw up, so don't do it.
And it's just a picture of his,
Chapter
of his
6,
backhand.
why the hell did you screw up?
And how to fix it.
The back of
That's
the
not
manual
a bad
is just
idea.
the back of the manual just says place forehead here.
The last chapter. The last chapter. Tissues are in the glove compartment over your head.
Oh,
Hello, Julie.
Hello there.
well, I gotta say this, Janet. It's like bending to grab your ankles, telling her that probably get you sent to HR. I know this. My HR knows
Seriously,
me on
Janet,
a first name basis.
A lot of the things you're saying, Janet, are very HR
She's-
calling.
She's
This
not
is
wrong though.
also- This is also the military, so doing that with a female subordinate will get you into quite a bad position.
Well, I
for
mean,
yourself.
if you're also a female doing it to another female subordinate, then I think the laws are a bit different.
Oh
Well,
hell no!
we've
This
also
is
seen that-
equality. Oh
we've
no,
also
we're
seen
going
in this
equality
show
on
that they're
this
very-
one.
We've also seen in this show that
Take it like
that
a man.
the white base doesn't exactly operate like the traditional military.
No, but there are still rules and philosophies of respecting your fellow soldier or your subordinates.
Yeah, there's also the moral concepts of it. I mean, if you're in war and you have, let's be honest, at least you have 50 guys and 50 women, who will you send to die? The guys. No hesitation there.
We
Well,
are
I mean, it's-
disposable.
So, I did want to ask that at this point, what do you guys think about Mirai here? I mean, I think she's in a much better position than the likes of wow, I totally spacing on names. Blondie.
Sayla.
Yeah, wow,
Say-
I forgot to say it. What
I was just calling
I
her
think she's in a
Shark
better
Girl.
she's in a better situation than Sayla was when she tried to, step up and be the Gundam pilot. She's better suited for this is an adjacent position for her.
Better suited for office work.
For that leadership, for giving the commands.
Officer position. I mean, I do very much enjoy Mirai. I did enjoy. She is very clever. She did show in the last episode that she is a human being, so she screwed up and everything. She has screwed up majorly in the last episode, but that's because out of nowhere, she got power thrusted upon her, so she was not in a ready position. Though, I mean, you can argue that in the middle of a war, you kind of have to do your best to be ready. But also in the middle of a war, you can't predict all outcomes.
Right.
So, I mean, it's basically just Murphy's Law. Anything that can happen could go wrong.
I think that
Wait,
with
I'm sorry.
better prep time,
But-
Mirai here would be fine for leadership.
And
Which is
also,
something we
I'm
could
sorry.
see
There's
in the-
something in the comments that is really getting into me there.
Yeah, Julie's got a
I mean-
good point right there.
Do female soldiers want to die just then?
I mean, all right, this is starting to go down a bit of a conversation I really wasn't expecting.
Same here, man.
This is what you get when you invite us.
It's the women bringing it up. So
You
you
know,
told
I mean,
them wrong?
I just realized-
Are
I
we
just
now
realized the
sexist?
I just realized the simplest solutions here. So there's just me, and I guess Jace
yeah, I'm nice, right?
and Chris.
Yeah, we are nice. He's my shadow, you know.
and the agent, and no one else. Oh, right, Fenrir.
We could have done without the
Okay,
last
screw
two.
you, dwarf man.
How do you
Well,
guys
I-
like the new logo? I mean, my other
Oh,
co-host
let
made.
me blow you up for a second. Just to,
Yeah, it's looking pretty
just,
cool.
I just
Oh,
put
I
a
like that.
background. I just put a background on it, but yeah, we worked on it together.
Nice details on the mask. Those small drawings there. Each symbol
Yeah.
has a meaning, right?
Yeah, it's the tattoos in my face.
Wow. Making it much easier to detect you even with a mask. I mean,
Yeah.
blue sky's
Yeah, thank
gonna
you.
cheer up. Put on a happy face.
So, look at this.
Doop, doop, doop.
So yeah, it's my tattoos.
But
That'd be great. Now that'd be great if you had minions. They could all wear the mask and represent you.
Hey, there's an
But I
idea.
mean, Mirai may not be used to position of authority. She also, like Ironcaster said, she hasn't been in position. She hasn't had proper training, and it's understandable because ever since they left Side 7, the white base has been constantly on the move. It has been constantly on battle after battle after battle. This is probably the first time the white base has had a chance to relax in some sense.
I mean, but even then, they're still constantly in repair mode.
Mm-hmm. I mean, in the last episode, we saw that the white base is struggling for supplies, and they just had a major attack against the ship. They're
At the same time, though, I think it would be worth pointing out that they should be under a lot of stress right now, considering that the enemy just hasn't attacked.
Yeah, well, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying
there should be some. I think there should be more of a psychological effect on this.
Yes, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying is that it's understandable that she would be hesitant to take authority, especially after the last mission or the last battle, and she is ill prepared. But in the end, she is probably the best person there to take authority because she has been at Bright's side through the whole time that they left Side 7.
Yeah, if they survive with her in charge, that's a miracle.
No, what's the alternative? Sayla? We get Frau Bo? What about one of the orphans?
Put Kyle in.
Those goddamn kids in the show. I hate them. They're so annoying.
I mean, I know that they're limited on potential, but when your entire crew, your bridge crew, has no potentiality to lead, I know they've been under a lot and they've been constantly attacked by the Xeon, but it's like she should have picked something up from Bright, something, or at least trained. Hey, how did you get this smart? How do you think this way? What can you teach me?
Well,
Never happened.
Let's not forget what maneuver she pulled during one of the previous battles, which was to flip the white base upside down to get the goof off of them. So I mean that shows that she is intelligent and she is clever. It's just
that's not saying much.
In the position that she was thrust into out of nowhere, that kind of jumbles the brain up a little bit, and it kind of you aren't in the thought process of what needs to be done.
I say chuck her out the window. Get someone different.
Usually chucked out the window.
I have been.
I
learn to
think
tuck and
it's
roll.
time to move on, guys.
I think Janet agrees with me too.
Well, I still say, given the choices, yeah, you're kind of screwed no matter what. She doesn't
Pretty sure
kill
the Villain
everyone.
Foundation
We're
has a
good.
rule against these kinds of things.
Oh yeah, we would never put anyone like her in charge.
Seriously.
Now, I do have to ask, and just for some clarification, you don't just mean a woman, do you?
No,
Okay, would you care to elaborate a little bit?
we don't give two squirts what the sex is. If it doesn't do the job, it doesn't learn, it puts people in danger, you move it out of the way. It's like the Klingons. When your commander's going bad and he's putting everyone in danger, you kill him. Boom. Now you're in charge. Natural order.
Well, the problem is though we don't. Mirai is probably the best person at the moment.
Yeah, like I said,
Under
if
the
she don't kill
circumstances.
everyone, I'll be impressed.
Would you prefer Sayla?
I prefer Kyle. Put him in charge. See what happens.
He's busy making.
I'm pretty sure the
airplanes.
place would burn to the ground.
Are you talking about Kai?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, it's not like you
Give
were
the man
saying.
a chance.
It sounded like you were saying Kyle.
Yeah,
Oh,
like who's Kyle?
Yeah, I was
Look,
thinking
I'm
the
gonna
same,
say-
Kyle.
Put Kai in charge. Let's see what
Decibel.
happens.
Put Kyle in
know
charge.
that
I'm pretty
you
sure the whole
do-
place is gonna
If
burn
you
to
put
the
Kai in
ground.
charge, Kai in charge, Bright would just sit up in bed instinctively to slap him out of that seat.
You do know that Kai is a natural coward, and he would say everyone run away and let them have the white base and prototype mobile suits, right?
It's like putting Starscream
Exactly.
in charge.
What do you think I'm planning for?
Oh.
Meanwhile, on the big tray, General Revel gives a briefing to Lieutenant Matilda, General Elran, and others on the Odessa. Here we have the big tray, which is the big
land
prominent
battleship for the Federation, the land battleship for the Federation.
With the request received for supplies, Revel tells Lieutenant Matilda to head there and also deliver them upgrades modules for the Gundam. Elrond asks why he's giving so much support to an unofficial unit, while White Base and Revel says that regular units couldn't test the prototypes like the White Base has. Smoking. Don't mind the
That's a
smell.
good idea. That's a really good idea, right?
Hey, cigars are actually good for you, from what I've heard.
Oh, I love cigars. Big cigars are amazing, man.
Is it me or does he look like General Lee?
A little bit.
It probably was intended to look a little like General Lee. I mean, General Revel is basically one of the most influential members in the Federation military.
I'm just gonna say he looks like my dad. If my dad has a light gray, whitish hair.
I mean, this guy is probably the driving force behind the Federation. I mean, for those of you that don't know, this man is the man that convinced the Federation to continue the war against the Zeons after the 1 week battle. Because after the 1 week battle, the Zeons had control majority of space, and they had convinced the Federation to begin talks into possibly ending the war, in which case General Revel appeared before the Federation saying, "No, I've seen what's behind the enemy's front lines. I've seen behind the enemy lines because he was previously captured before being snuck out of Zeon-controlled territory. I know that Zeon is weak, so let's continue the war and we will win." And so the Federation said, "Okay, we will continue the war and we will win."
So, for just to kind of give it a little, reaffirm what the 1 year war is for context, because it's been quite a while since it's been kind of touched on. The 1 year war is this war that has started on like roughly January 3rd. And we'll go throughout this one, and we'll go throughout this entire year. And we are currently in about October.
November, early November.
Sorry.
Matilda's Medea supply squadron leaves the base. Meanwhile, Fenrir, agent.
What?
Why
I didn't do
why you
anything.
pointing us out?
Because he's telling you to shush.
I already said my
I
piece.
wasn't even plotting on saying a joke about what he looks like or what he might actually do to children. Jesus. Immediately just jump straight attacking a dude. That's discrimination, man.
Always the
Hey,
villain.
I recognize patterns.
Yes,
Look who
patterns
they-
you create.
Then maybe you can tell the authorities about this guy.
Gentlemen. Yes, so Operation Odessa Day begins on November 7th. So we're in early November.
Okay. Mikuve has received a report on what Revel's plans for Odessa Day are. Judak, his assistant, don't mind the sinister glare in his eye.
Oh my god, this is so
Gleam.
hard. This is so hard.
That's what she said.
That's not what the child said.
Judak tells him about the Gundam upgrade modules as well, but they were sent off before Elron had a chance to find out more about them. Mikuve orders a subordinate. Oh, actually, this is Clink to attack the Medea transports with several goofs and the Dodai YSS as they head for White Base. Clink heads out with these units and several DOPs. And we get more goofs.
They look so goddamn cool, man.
That is a really good drawing of them. That's really good detail.
Is so amazing.
It is
like that. That would actually be a cool tattoo, also, man.
I mean, the detail, even on
easily my favorite suit.
The beautiful shading on that.
If you got a very good artist, you can probably put in your left arm.
The one thing that I'm constantly curious about is that. So with Zaku's, you don't get a command antenna unless your mobile suit is commander type. But it looks like all Zeon Goofs all have that command antenna.
I wonder if it wasn't just because they're at this point needed for improved communication capabilities in them.
Possibly.
I was kind of wondering if it was for aesthetics, like being that a higher grade of Zaku than the normal one.
Well, I mean, aside from being a different color units.
Yeah, obviously it stands out from the normal ones, but maybe like it's just extra part of the aesthetic. Another sharp angle to strike fear into the enemy.
I mean, they've got the uniform horn shoulder pads.
I mean, that looks really good.
The angular piece of metal that makes it look like the mobile suit is glaring at you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The brow, the angled brow.
There's definitely a psychological factor to it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the middle one. You look at the fist that's closest to the one on the right. The detail. I mean, it looks organic. That is a really, really well done drawing.
It's the thickness of the lines, especially for the shading on them, it just really makes them pop. And I think that makes this a really good shot for the show.
It does.
And I think what is probably one of my favorite shots of this episode.
There was a lot of love put in this picture.
It would be nice if they could update the animation on the whole series and maybe the movies. By the way, the second movie, I don't think had this scene in it. Oh, actually, no, it did have this scene in it. That's right, because they needed to show how certain things get to the white base.
Oh, like the upgrade parts?
Yes.
Back on board the white base, Mirai is going over Bright's notes when Sayla tells her that she's received a message from Revel, who says he's sending supplies and that as soon as the repairs are done, they are to join forces at Odessa. He says that they're setting up some upgrades for the Gundam. However, the message does not say when Odessa Day will start. Matilda's Medea spot the Zeon squadron and sends an SOS to Revel. White Base picks up that SOS and launches Amuro, Kai, and Hayato as assistants. Mirai changes her mind, not wanting to leave White Base completely defenseless, but Sayla ordered them to launch anyway. Amuro launches in the core fighter, while Kai launches in the gun cannon, and Jobjon and Hayato in the gun parry with the Gundam parts. And one of the things that kind of doesn't get brought up in the notes here is the conflict between Sayla and Mirai.
Oh God, yeah, that was bad.
part of me feels like Mirai
Felt
is
a little out of nowhere.
Mirai is second guessing herself because she doesn't want a repeat of last time, and then you have Sayla who just is plowing ahead. So that kind of that those two mentalities are kind of butting heads right here.
I think it was the comment that Sayla had made to her. She had said to do something. She said, "You could try." I'm like, "You're doing that in front of the bridge, in front of the entire crew."
Yes, that is very
Like,
much
seriously?
very much not appropriate in front of the crew of the white base.
You know, that Midnight's Edge just did a video about the way of writing. I just turned to crap, but he was talking about how the bridge crew from the early
Critical Drinker.
Yes, sorry, thank you, Critical Drinker. It was about how the bridge crew from the original Star Trek movies, how they were professional and they acted compared to the crap they're putting out now. These two remind me of the crap they're putting out now.
Well, I mean, there's also that one scene from Next Generation where you have Data confronting Worf.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Confronting
that was
him.
well done.
So,
But
I mean,
the other part that you forget is that these are children.
well, I mean, Sayla. I'm trying to think, how old is Sayla at this point in time? Hold on one second. Sayla, I think, is either in her late teens, early 20s.
17.
17, is she? Oh, I thought she was
Why
older. Yeah, so 17, and then you have Mirai, who is
Not much older.
she's 18, so she's just a year older.
So the Federation is putting the most highly advanced secret ship in their arsenal in the hands of actual children. That's freaking genius. Holy crap.
Well, that was thrust upon them.
Yeah, but that's what you forget. This is an anime. Children are somehow more powerful and capable than children here.
Julie,
Ugh.
that's kind of part of the appeal of this. What the idea is for us to talk about this, and then I want to try to encourage others and introduce it to other people to check out Gundam for themselves. There
I
are
don't get interested in it, so
yep, there are. Chris, there's what 8 shows that have 50 episodes.
Don't scare the poor girl off.
You have the original Gundam series, which is what we're watching here. There is also an alternative to this, which is the movie trilogy and technically the canon story. You can find that on YouTube, and best to only watch it via English subs. So
Gundam is a big franchise that has a lot of series, and
it's the largest giant robot franchise out there.
Yeah, it's also a lot of fun to get together and talk about.
It's also got different universes. It's kind of divided. The universe that we're right now in is the main Gundam timeline, which is called the Universal Century. There are other ones like After Colony, Future Era, Cosmic Era.
Right. There are multiple timelines, and there's a lot of ways you can approach this series. So there's not really a quote unquote right way to approach it, especially considering that some of the standalone series have gone on to become some of the most popular ones in the US, for example, which have nothing to do with what we're watching here.
Yes.
Beyond the fact that they just have big robots called Gundams.
Yeah. So, for example, I got introduced to Gundam back in the late 90s via Mobile Suit Report Gundam Wing. And that was aired on Toonami, and that was one of the first push to get Gundam in North America.
And that one wound up becoming I'd be curious to actually see a poll done today to ask people what their favorite would be. But I've always seen the original I've always seen Gundam Wing as kind of being that de facto favorite that gets fallen back onto.
But it's if you're definitely interested in finding it and introducing and getting into Gundam, starting here with the original Gundam TV series is a decent point. You can also do, like I said, the trilogy movie, the movie trilogy. There's also Gundam Wing.
That one I really got into now.
Did you actually start watching that?
Yes, you
Yeah.
did. There's also Gundam 00 is a good series to watch.
Yeah, I was gonna say I had to repeat the intro more than once, the first intro.
I don't want to get too far into the woods there, Chris.
Yeah.
Because like it's kind of a lot for people it's a lot for someone who doesn't necessarily know a whole lot about the series to get thrust at them.
It can become a little overwhelming.
Yeah, and I just want to kind of rein you in a little bit there. Like you are passionate about this in a way very similar to I am, and I don't want to scare someone off with just presenting too much information.
Let's just say that there's a lot that you can start off with.
Yeah, if you want to know Gundam, Chris is your man to go to.
Oh, thanks.
If you want, and I mean, with the state of entertainment today, there's a lot of new possibilities to go explore in the past.
Yeah, the past is just looking way better than what we get today.
And a lot of this is available on YouTube for those movies, such as the 3 movies that summarize up this show, as well as they are on Netflix. So if you have Netflix, you can find a few.
And if you got the guts, you could always go sail the 7 seas.
Which we are not going to promote here, Fenrir.
We're not talking about booty?
I'm not promoting. I said if she has the guts. The guts. I didn't promote anything.
Okay, continue. Aaron Gaster.
Okay. Amuro heads towards the Medias as fast as he can, wanting to save Lieutenant Matilda. Her squadron is trying the best they can to fight off the goofs, the forces of Makuve, but are quickly hit. Amuro arrives and takes out some of them, but has trouble with the goofs. He asks Kai and Hayato for backup. On the white base, Bright anxiously observes Mirai and flashes back to Ryu's death. Amuro is informed that the gun parry is in docking range, and he performs the mid-air conversion despite being fired at by the Zeon. Kai arrives with the gun cannon and helps defend from Gundam. Amuro pursues in the remaining goof, the Medea, and the Medea that was hit lands, and she orders the remaining Medeas to land with them to protect the Gundam upgrade modules. Matilda rushes in and unloads the upgrade modules, immediately providing them for the Gundam. Let me try to catch up with this.
It's very interesting. A core fighter is able to take out a goof with a handful of missiles.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole suit overall was always their experiment was always pretty advantageous for them ultimately for the Operation V. Try and catch up with this. We have the gallery or the flashback as he's resenting the death of. Not resenting, but he feels bad for the death of.
Yeah.
That was a great shot.
Yeah, this is one of the things they'll often do is they would cut in with the head of the pilot or whoever's talking to.
Yeah. And I really like the style they're using when they do it.
Well, I was also talking about the previous shot with the goof and the explosion. You commented yesterday, Ironcaster, about how beautiful that shot is.
Oh yeah. And there's just so much action in that shot. Where you could practically see the movement. Like, Amuro's in the core fighter, like he's casually walking away from an explosion. Like it's like cool guys don't look at explosions. They just walk away from them.
Yeah.
And then you have the core fighter converting into the Gundam.
Wow. and he starts laying waste to many of the fighters. Which I didn't realize that from before, but underneath the wheels there are extra propellers.
Yeah, downward, basically helicopter rudders or propellers to
I didn't think about that either.
promote downward thrust, some additional downward thrust.
Makes
That's
sense
pretty cool.
considering
Yeah.
how big that is, and even if it's fairly lightweight for the materials used, it's still going to need that extra propulsion.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And there's Matilda's crashing.
No, actually, that's the Medea that carries the Gundam parts on it, not Matilda's.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So, sorry, I got caught up with my notes. Amuro continues to battle the Goof, and the Gundam is severely damaged by the heat rod from one of them. Amuro is able to destroy it, but finds the Gundam difficult to move. Another Goof approaches, but Hayato soon arrives with the Gundam upgrade module G Fighter. Amuro climbs aboard the G Fighter and in the Gundam, and they are able to destroy both the Goof and the Dodai it is standing on.
It was a really nice battle, though.
Yeah, it was.
Definitely a good battle.
Yeah, because this is now an extra. This kind of furthers on the aspects of the stakes and the difficulty of their challenges, furthering and growing more difficult as time goes on.
Yeah,
It was.
Because these aren't Zaku. These are the much more difficult Goofs, which they fought them several times now, and they've gotten used to fighting those.
yeah. And I gotta say, for its time, the animation was pretty great.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the animation is fantastic in this one.
it's a big treat to go back to revisit this earlier stage of animation.
I was actually really impressed with Amuro when the scene you just showed with you got the Omega Red effect around the leg, the tentacle, and he was pulling him back, and he just pulled out the sword and was like, "Fine, you want me? Here you go." And just went back and cut it in half. That was a good move. He's learning.
I think this sounds great. So, like I was saying, this is that further escalation of the challenges, because not only is this the more difficult Goof, it's also now much more agile. It is at fighting at range. It has the additional firepower of the flight pack it's standing on. The flight platform.
Dodaya. Right? Oh.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dode.
And on top of all that, they now have the extra difficulty of having to defend these additional transports.
Yeah.
A very interesting thing that in one of the mangas that I read is that the Dodes and the Goofs depicted in the manga showed a cable connecting from the chest of the Goof to the Dode to kind of better help connect the pair and stabilize the Goof on the flight on the plane, on the aircraft.
Wow. I just noticed how elaborate the gun is for the gun cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that is kind of ridiculous looking.
I mean, it is kind of in a sense it is kind of the earlier model of what would become the Gundam's beam rifle.
I mean, even then, it still looks like something I could have whipped together at Home Depot.
Did the ATF come asking your door, asking what you're doing?
I'm making props.
Just tell them you'll never take me alive. That's all you got to remember.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna end well. It'll probably go for about as well for me as it will for a dog.
It's kind of like when the cops stop you and they ask you just hurry up and reach over for your for the glove department to get your things. You don't want to daddle around; they're busy. Just hurry up, and reach over. It'll be
Oh,
fine.
by the way, I do want to point out, for the sake of remaining on YouTube, that we here at Ironcaster do not promote this idea and do not support doing that.
It
What are you trying-
is.
Are you trying to say the VDF does? I mean, we do.
We just
But is
wanna-
that what you're trying to say?
So the gun, the beam rifle that the gun cannon is called, is referred to the XBR M78A beam rifle.
Nice.
All right, we got just a little bit more, about 2 more sections here, and then we'll have the episodes finished up.
Yeah.
So here we get a shot from the front of the G Bull, I believe it was.
No, that is
the
just
upgrade modules.
Yeah, it's not the G Bull until certain parts of the Gundam is combined with the G Fighter. That's what it is called.
It'll later be the G Bull, but this is the upgrade modules. I do like, again, it's got those big thick lines for the coloring.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it has a
Really
fairly
beautiful
hawkish
shading.
design.
It is real nice with the shading and everything.
Kind of makes me think a little bit of a comic strip a little bit. You just need air bubbles and everything, and then it kind of looks like a old-fashioned comic strip.
See, now that's cool. I like how the background's blurred.
Because I believe it was exploding behind them.
Yeah, the Medea was damaged beyond repair, and it was blowing up. So they needed to get the G Fighter off of it as soon as possible.
But it's like they made the front crisp, and really crisp, and the background blurred to bring you right to it. That was a really nice effect.
Back on the white base, Mirai is briefed by Revel, who tells her that she did well defending the Medea squadron, and that the base needed repairs right away. Oh wait, we're actually not caught up yet with the gallery, but this is I apologize for that. But here we can see that shot you had mentioned, Decibel.
Yeah.
Where the Goof's heat whip
Rod.
Heat rod is not the best weapon, especially against the Gundam, who can.
Ooh, this part.
Later,
such a good move.
Later models of the Goof do kind of have some improvement, especially the Goof Custom.
The Gundam is damaged at this point and is having difficulty walking.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of that
Wonky.
that less than stellar animation.
Animation for this TV series, for anime back then, is a little up and down.
And this series was especially rushed at points.
Yeah. That happens a lot with animes or animation
And
sometimes.
with this series, you will see that there are many of these shots that are completely recycled. So you'll tend to see that certain bits of animation over and over.
They
But when
did
you
so
do
many
it
nice
right,
effects.
In fact, they just outright flipped this shot later on in the episode. But yeah, so like I was saying, it's got a bit of a hawk design to it, and I think it really stands out. I like it.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, me too.
Though its whole purpose is to sell figurines.
More toys.
Which, I mean, ironically, model kits is what saved Gundam, because this series was basically destined for the whole franchise was destined for the trash compactor until someone decided to sell model kits of the mobile suits, and that is when the series got revived. The whole franchise got revived because of model kits. The Gunpla.
Ooh, this part.
Oh,
Going in for the kill, man. Just going in for the kill.
Like I said, he's getting good. Getting really good.
And the battle is almost over.
Okay,
Yeah.
there we go. So the fighting wraps up, and they are briefed by Revel, who compliments her on her capabilities and seeing that the Medea squadron was defended, and to hurry up with the repairs to the white base. Mira is feeling awful, but Sayla comforts her, saying that she gave Bright some peace of mind during the battle. The Medea squadron arrives at the white base and begins to unload its cargo. Matilda thanks Amuro, Hayato, and Kai for rescuing her, for saving her a second time, and takes them to go look over the Gundam upgrade modules. And of course, we also have Kai
Sucking
getting-
it up.
Simping
Kai
for
being Kai.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of young men on the white base definitely do sim for the redhead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a redhead. It's like, for a lot of men, that's kryptonite.
Pretty much.
And we end
So
with this
smug.
shot of the Gundam and its new the new upgrades. So
The support craft, I guess, would be the best terminology for it.
and it is a really, considering the era from what's at, this is a really good shot at the Gundam.
It really
Yes.
is.
I mean, yeah, it comes off as still fairly blocky considering what the franchise would later have, but
But it still looks
it's
great.
so iconic. It stands out.
Yeah.
I'll show this. So this right here is an alternate version of the G Fighter that I've seen in one of the mangas that I've read. So basically, it's instead of the two beam, it's got the twin beam rifles, the beam cannons on top, but it also has a couple extra weapon packs. So I actually kind of like this compared to the G Fighter that we see in the anime. It's a little more practical in a sense. In the movie trilogy, though, this is what is the support craft for the Gundam, which is the core booster. Basically, has the core fighter folded up on the front and a giant booster with weapon components on the back.
But that's frankly that's a different thing altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is technically the canon craft that Matilda gave to the white base. In the canon universe,
But
this is what you
at
will
the same
see.
time, though, Chris, I mean, we're not talking about the canon timeline. We're talking about the original series.
Yes, I'm just opposing the one with the other.
I feel like I had to give a bit of pushback on the insistence on sticking to what is canon,
I understand.
considering that we're dealing with something that would. Oh.
I know. I'm just saying is that so if someone decides to go back and watch the sequel TV series as well as the movie trilogy, what you're going to see is in
Will be different.
flashbacks is the core fighter, not the G Fighter, because like I said, the core fighter is technically the canon craft, whereas the G Fighter is limited to the TV series.
Yeah.
So
I was going to
No,
say
go
it
ahead.
slightly resembled the X-Men's Blackbird. It had a slight resemblance.
I can kind of see it.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
So we're now in an interesting position where now we have the white base able to have those supplies again. And correct me if I'm wrong, but does Medea and some of the suppliers stay on with the white base?
Matilda, yeah, they stay up until the next episode.
Okay.
So they are going to be present for the next episode. Because there is a lot of repairs that the white base needs because of everything that it went on with the previous episode, and also the long trek across the Asian desert. the what is the desert called now? Geesh, I can't remember.
You're talking modern day our Earth or Gundam world?
I mean, it's the same. It's the same thing. It's
It starts with an
I
S.
don't know the lore of this
Sahara?
universe like you, Chris.
no Sahara's
always-
in Sahara's in northern Africa. Starts with a T.
No.
Oh, it's
The
not
Gobi
northern.
Desert? The Taklamakan?
I'll come back to it. Don't worry. Just continue.
It's either the
So,
Gobi
yeah,
or Taklamakan.
We're in a position now where the Gundam is or the white base, the Gundams are able to get the supplies they have, and
Yeah.
it's going to be interesting to see how Makuve has to maneuver with this, and because I don't think that because them surviving this, them not getting supplies certainly wasn't part of his plan, though. At the very end, he still wins to some degree because some of the supplies were taken out in the attacks.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'll have a backup plan.
So, if any of you haven't seen the next episode yet, who would you like to pilot the G Fighter / Core Booster?
Well, I'd say probably have Job John do it because Kai's already kind of in the gun cannon, and Hayato has the gun tank.
Plus, it will bring in a new character and probably give him some more time. I mean, we gotta we gotta replace Ryu sometime.
Mhm.
Sadly.
we can't just sit around and cry for Ryu all day anymore.
No. Agent, who do you think should take over?
Julie,
He's trying to make up for his previous comments.
which ones?
All of them.
No, I said Julie
Iron
said I
Cast
should
or-
pilot it.
Iron
Like,
Cast
why
to be the
not?
next one.
So yeah, this is a bit of a juxtaposition to last episode where it was like one of the most intense episodes,
It was a well-made episode.
and this kind
yeah.
of comes off a little filler-ish, I think, to some degree that they weren't able to put as much into it as they probably would have liked.
Maybe, but it also
I can see
does
that.
a little bit, but it also does. It is more. It's basically a important filler episode because it shows how the white base gets the Gundam support craft.
All right, I probably shouldn't call it filler because it does have importance in giving them supplies, but rather they were probably
Maybe
pressed
just some
for
parts
some, and
maybe
they
feel like fillers. Some parts,
And-
maybe. Is that what you mean?
and in part of losing the extra 7 episodes they probably would have been able to do. They had to condense things, they had to cut things, so some extra, a little bit of extra padding or a better battle here probably had to be sacrificed, I think.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Yeah.
But overall, what did you guys think of Matilda's rescue?
Good episode.
Good timing.
It was good. 9.5 out of 10, I tell you.
Really? Now, I'm gonna have to be the outlier here. I think I'm gonna have to put it at about a 6.5, 7.
Seriously? Okay.
Well, because
I would,
I feel
okay.
like there's something missing to it that it should have
Yeah.
had more, and it's just kind of more of Bright sick, and then you just have Mirai questioning herself and being ineffective, while Sayla is stepping on her toes.
Well, I like the other episodes a little bit better, so I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. I mean, it's ultimately it is kind of a continuation of some of the issues in there,
Yeah.
which we haven't fully resolved. I will acknowledge it, but okay, maybe all right. All right, maybe I'll bring it up to a 7.
I'll probably do 7.5.
Not bad, not bad.
Agent?
I said I'd give it about an 8. I like the way that Amuro's gaining better techniques in fighting. He's getting a little sneakier, which is good. And with Matilda going there, which I'm really happy for, because as I said in the mentor moment, one of the rules, install a beautiful woman within the enemy camp. It's always trouble. Always creates trouble for the enemy. And all these guys are going to be drooling and hovering, and eventually, I guarantee someone's going to start duking it out, thinking that they're going to get her.
She's going to be...
Okay, you know what?
have
Ironcastle,
young
She's a redhead. You're putting a redhead in a camp full of guys? You're going to get trouble. It's just the way it is.
okay. Hey, Ironcastle, I sent you a video. Play it up. We've already done the episode.
I don't want to play a Flash Kit stuff because I've heard they've claimed people before.
Crap, then let's just wait until this is over.
Yeah, I'll play it after the stream. I just didn't want to...
Just in case. It's always...
Okay.
And I very much
just
agree
send Julie
with...
to the white base.
I very much agree with Agent on the sense that Amuro, because of what he went through, with like facing Rumbarol and his truck,
When
and
you're a redhead, I am more excited to one day actually meeting you.
the adventures across Asia, Amuro has definitely developed more as a pilot of the Gundam. And he is definitely his skills with the Gundam has definitely improved to where he's not relying on the Gundam anymore. He's now skilled enough that he can stand on his own 2 feet. The Gundam is no longer a crutch. It is now an extension of himself.
You're right. He is definitely
Good way of putting
improving. I mean, that was one of those things that that Rambaral had berated Amuro for in the past, that he's not a good pilot. He's relying too much on the suit.
Yeah.
And we're now seeing him at a point where he's able to move beyond that. He's not merely doing that anymore. He's doing that a lot less.
And it kind of goes along. The whole last arc goes in tandem with Amuro's skill sets. He is now becoming a man, and with becoming a man, his skills improve and mature, and he is now becoming a great warrior. It's part of that hero's journey, is the training phase. And now he is done with his training, so now he has to fight. Kind of in a sense, Ryu was the Obi-Wan for Amuro. Ryu's death was the Obi-Wan death for Amuro.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yep, he's certainly moving past kind of a lot of the petty squabbles, and he really shapes up from here on out. It really seems. So I'm looking forward to kind of revisiting this and reviewing all that future growth he has. So I think, is there anything else? Any final thoughts anyone wanted to have on the episode?
No, I don't think so. I don't have it.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Fenrir, since, well, I want to ask both you and Jason, since you're both fairly new to this. Where do you think the show is going to go from here forward?
It's kind of hard to say because it feels like it's getting in this never-ending roller coaster of situations and emotions that have yet to give us some information of where it's going to end. Because normally around animes, around this part, is pretty much from the animes I've seen around this part, have already shown what was going to happen, the objective, and some kind of major battle that was going to happen. But here it's still a mystery of where it's going to go specifically.
Well, we do know that Odessa Day is this big battle that's being planned coming up. And now the white base is actually being pulled into the army proper to take part in this.
Yeah, but we still need more information. Just
Which presumably would come when it's time to actually have that battle.
then what? Is this Odessa Day going to be like D-Day, but with Gundams?
Kind of, sort of. It's basically the Federation is trying to cut off one of the major mining operations of the Zeons. Basically, hurt
Take out-
Zeon's ability to produce.
Yeah. So this is a major battle to try to take out their supply lines.
Resources.
Yep. Try to
But
take back the resources.
But aren't there like numerous planets where when they have mining facilities and others?
At this point in the series, it's basically just Earth.
And asteroids.
And the odd asteroid or two.
That's why Luna 2 is in its current position, is because Luna 2 was moved into the Earth sphere as a resource satellite.
Right.
Before it became a fortress for the Federation.
Okay.
Jace, what about you? What do you think so far about the show, and what do you think is going forward?
Well, I like it so far. What's gonna happen in the future, I'm not kind of sure because it has so many surprises. It's actually pretty written well, so it's not often animes or movies have like surprised me. So it's really hard to say. I'm just excited to like see what's gonna happen and be surprised in that way, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah,
So,
and also kind of one of the episodes you kind of came in on and jumping in with us was the death of Ryu.
Yeah, that was like the first. So I just jumped right in. So
yes,
Going into
you
the
entered
deep
when the
end.
death happened.
Jumping in the deep end.
Yeah,
And the
sometimes
day you lost the character.
I've been finding that to be kind of a fun way to jump into a show or a comic or something. Just all right, what's the newest thing?
Yeah.
What is this like? And then I'm gonna figure it out from here.
No, I am. What I'm looking forward to in this show is see more of character developments, because I think that's the thing that this show does pretty well is the character development on the characters. And I always forget the name of the main character. Because I almost
Amaru.
call him. Yeah, I almost call him Light every time because it's the
Yeah,
same.
he looks a little like Yagami.
Yeah,
well,
but
it's the same voice actor too.
Yeah, it's the same voice actor, so I'm like always almost calling him Light at the moment.
And also, Kai is also voiced by Inuyasha's voice actor.
Well, let's just hope he never finds a little book in the middle of the street.
No, but with I think it was Agent that talked about this earlier, was the fighting style. Like you see that he's evolving, with the fighting style, and that's also what you see with the characters, involving character developments. And it's such a long time since I've seen so good character development, so it actually comes as surprises at how good the character development is in this show.
And by the
look really forward to. And if more deaths are gonna happen, that's gonna be fucking sad. But
there's definitely more to come.
yeah,
buckle up.
I'm looking forward to see who the fuck's gonna die.
That's one of the things about Gundam is that it's an anime, but it's also it's very mature. It's heavily influenced by Japan's culture post World War II, which took place like 30 years right before the show came out.
Yeah.
Right. So this was very much within the effects of World War II were definitely in their cultural mind, and this is kind of a playing off some of that history. Chris, just to be fair, what do you think about the just this show so far? With where we're at, how we've progressed and gotten to this point. I mean, you're much more knowledgeable about this. You've seen the show before. You do know what's going on with it, and I would like to ask, just for the sake of fairness to the others, not to get too into details for what's to come.
Well, I mean, like you said, I've seen this show multiple times. So I mean, without trying to give away too many spoilers, this is a very interesting point in the show. It's also a little bit of a turner in the show. Things are going to definitely escalate more. And we're coming closer to the end of the war. So there will be definitely more deaths. Some characters that we will come to care about. Some will be
some who we may not have even met yet.
Yes, there will be new characters that will come into the show that we will come to care about, but so on and so forth.
Their fate we will leave to be determined by the show for Jason Fenrir.
Yes. And I mean, this is like I said, this is a turning point in the show. We're no longer developing this. The crew is no longer developing their skills. They're now warriors. They're now a fighting force, and they will now be thrown into the thick of it.
Okay. I think that's a really good point to kind of hit on, is that they can't just be children anymore. No, they've fought. They are, like you said, they are warriors proper now.
Yep.
And now you have changes within the leadership within that, and you're kind of playing with how effective are they in these positions. Agent, would you want to kind of chime in a little bit as we sort of start wrapping things down a little bit? Any thoughts you have?
At this point, I think it's progressed very well. It's been very entertaining, and I do like to see Amuro's, as Jace eloquently said, the evolution of his fighting style. And I like the way that you see the stresses on the white base and the crew. Yeah, they're kids, and yeah, I know I do give them a bunch of crap, but they are under a lot of stress. But it's really no excuse for failure. But that's just me. But for the show itself, the way it's progressed from Amuro just being a kid who had to be constantly reminded to eat to where he's at now, where everyone's gone, it's been very entertaining to watch. The evolution of the characters has been very organic. It's not mechanical. It's not like it was forced. Everything has a nice flow to it. So it feels, in a sense, real.
Really, the forcing just came right from the start, that they were where the danger was forced upon them. Their home was taken away, and now they're at this point where where this war was going on that has become part of their lives, and it's forever changed them.
Yeah. So I'm just excited to see more what's going to happen. So surprises.
Oh, I'm ready to jump into some more of this. And
there's also some love that will be popping up here and there, and so that'll be
I'm
nice
still
little
waiting
romance
for
for
the
the
space
ladies.
psychics.
It's not going to all be sad.
Do you believe love can bloom on the battlefield?
Well, it will. It will in this show, that's for sure.
At least that's what Amuro was hoping for.
All right. So, in wrapping up, Jace, Chris, you want to tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Well, yeah, of course, everybody knows who I am now. I am, Jace Fox, the founder and creator of 540. Chris is my co-host on the Beyond show, also on other shows. We are planning to do a little stream after this, just to announce some things and just talk about some things. On Thursdays we have the Beyond show, and I also have Comics Divisions on Thursdays. Since I'm apparently now I'm a part of the crew, and you can find me here on Ironcaster when we talk about movies and Gundam, and you can find me on Pop Culture Minefield, T-shirt Historian, and various other YouTubers. And like I say, the Monday shows are coming back, and I have some other announcements that I'm going to do on our stream after this. other than that, the same old, what I say before I end the stream is life's too short, make the most of it. And remember to everyone in the chat, if it wasn't for all of you, we would not have been here. So we thank you with all of our hearts, and we are grateful to have all of you here. So thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I think it is a genuine sort of statement that can't be expressed enough. That
life is too short sometimes, so you need to make the most of it, and
we need to kind of appreciate that, those that we spend time with, and not just anyone in the chat there, but like you guys on the panel here, like spending this hour and a half, this like 90 minutes with me just to hang out and talk about a 40-year-old cartoon robot show.
Yeah, but it's a good show. That's the point. It's a good show,
and
it brings people together.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's brought us all together in a way that we're like, I see you guys every week now because of this show, and it's been so much fun to do.
It has, man. It's an honor to be here with you, man.
Well, thank
I'm
you.
happy that I got to know you. I'm really happy we started working together. So
I'm glad to be working with you, and thank you so much for jumping over and hanging out with us.
So,
Chris, do you want to follow that up?
Well, I mean, Jace mostly hit most of the stuff on the head. You'll find me on 540 Studios with Jace on the Beyond show, as well also a number of other shows that we have planned and doing. And you'll find me here on Tuesdays, on Mondays, whenever Ironcaster does a movie stream, or movie review, or something of that nature. And then the Gundam show, obviously, the Gundam Roundtable. And then I am wherever I'm found. So, yeah.
Now,
hello, everybody.
Makes sense. Elliot.
That's just disturbing.
Elliot. You need to put ET in the background there.
No, I haven't.
Makes sense.
We just need to do better. Everyone here just need to do better. Be better.
Oh, jeez. Well, all the fine lads and lasses in the stream, panel, and chat both know who I am, most of them. So there's not much to say. I am trying to plan on doing things. I was planning on doing a stream with Decibel last week, but there was a bear assassination attempt on me, so yeah, couldn't do it. But I'm still trying to survive. I still show up here with having a talk with the guys. Great to have the types of Jace, Fox, and Chris on this one too. It helps give more morale on this. And the man who keeps trying to push me into the path of villainy, Decibel, he's also a great voice on this.
Thank you.
And of course, the great Master Ironcaster, the fallen Jedi of the Dwarves.
Oh,
so, yeah,
don't think
it's
nothing
always
of it.
great. So yeah, go to my channel, give me a subscribe if you can. That always helps me going. And yeah, one day maybe I can grow my channel so big that I can invite these guys to show up there. I mean, it's still a mess, and still trying to clean some stuff up. Still got to get rid of all the stuff my ex left, but out of that, I can always get you guys there.
Agent, you want to have any last words?
Well, I am Agent Decibel, regional representative of the Villain Defense Foundation. I give advice for up-and-coming villains, advice on how to destroy heroes, destroy cities, take over worlds, and generally bring natural order back to the multiverse.
And
You're
he
welcome.
fails at every turn.
And that's how you sell your channel.
But he keeps on going with great pride, just like a true villain.
Just I'm always in the shadows, always waiting,
All right.
always plotting.
So,
hey, by the way,
finish up-
can we send Julie into the white base? She's a redhead. That might actually work out for us. On my side.
So
I'm
to
just
finish
saying,
up-
it's an idea.
of course, I'm Ironcaster, and
I'm sorry, I'm a man of
here on my
honor. I
channel.
would never
And
use a
Fenrir's
lady
talking
as a
over me.
weapon.
Fenrir.
I'm a man of honor. Screw me, I'm chivalry.
So you of course found me over on Ironcaster here, where we like to talk about some big robots. If you want to see me actually play something with big robots, check out my stream from last night where I played Mass Builder, a crowd-funded mech builder game that was funded on Kickstarter and is now currently on Steam in early access.
It looks so
Yeah, that
fucking
game looked pretty
fantastic, man.
cool.
It is a lot of fun to play, and you could spend hours just in fiddling with the robots. So if you just want to build a robot and just get really down to it and kill a bunch of kaiju monsters,
I just want to
that's
thank
the
you
game
for
to check
streaming
out.
that game. I just want to thank you for
Yes,
streaming that game. I looked amazing.
Yes, I saw enough of you constantly messing around with your mech's crotch.
Look, I needed like a section of it to test out and see if I could actually see what I could do with it. And all right, so yeah, apparently I could throw a bunch of stuff on I could put a lot of junk in his crotch.
You got to find the right fit.
I'm trying. I'm gonna try and build a goof.
You should try building that Decepticon who was. Remember that one with a lot of controversy? Who was? What's the name
Which
of
one?
Those
The
pickup.
one from Breast
those-
Force.
Huh?
That's a thing.
A huge
Breast
yellow.
Force.
No, a huge yellow one that transformed into a.
Are you talking about Devastator from the movies? With
Yeah.
the actual balls, wrecking balls.
Oh, jeez.
No, it was that one who, when he transformed and his vehicle's form, made it look like he had a giant penis.
Oh. Maybe.
Oh, that's
Yeah, maybe we'll get there. But in the meantime, though, you'll be able to find me on Thursdays.
Transformer was a crazy franchise.
It's another fun one to go through. Maybe we'll go through some Beast Wars and make Agent Despot watch that.
No.
Someday we
No.
could. We could probably...
Yes.
I know where to find you.
This gives me an idea. This gives me a crazy
Thursdays,
idea. How
guys,
many
you
of
can
you
find
would
me
be
over
willing
on-
to watch G1 Transformers?
All right, how do I mute everyone else so I can wrap this up and we can get out of here?
Come.
Silence. You can find me over on. You can find me here on Ironcaster, where we'll be talking about some big robots on occasion. And on Thursdays, I'll be on Clobbering Time's channel if he has the stream. If he's streaming, where we will be talking about the general geek goodness on the Global Geek Gang. You can find on Saturdays. T-shirt Historian has his stream up for the Week in Geek, where you will find many of these knuckleheads down below. And I think that's... Oh, and of course, Friday nights is 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser's. Many, if not all of these channels are all linked down below in the description. And guys, just remember, war may be hell, but at least you look cool in a big robot.